Good morning to one and all. In today's class, we are going to discuss about Chapter 3 of C Programming Lab, Arrays, Matrices, Strings and Pointers. To begin with, we'll start with arrays. What is an array? It is a collection of elements of same type referred by a common name. Usually the data types used will be int, float and char, which are aggregated or derived data types. So here all elements in an array occupy a set of contiguous memory locations. If you want to store 1000 students marks or 1000 students register number, telephone numbers, we need some data type which can store 1000 student record, which is not possible with a single data type. Example, if you declare a data type integer int a, where a is a variable which can hold a single integer value. If you want to hold multiple values, then you have to make use of arrays. So in the previous slide I have told you int a is a example which is used to store only a one primitive data. To store more values like 100 students, register numbers, phone numbers, marks, etc., we have to make use of the arrays. So here arrays are variables we can store n number of elements but only homogeneous data elements. Homogeneous means same data types. It should store only integer data types. If you are declaring it as int, it will store the fractional values. If you declare the array variable as float, it will store the character elements if you declare it as char. Array elements are processed with the help of index numbers, which starts with 0 to size minus 1, and these variables are called as internal pointer variables, which holds the base address of the array. So the clear view of this lines mentioned here can be explained in the next slides. So before that, we can see what is the syntax of an array. The syntax of an array is mentioned here. It followed by data type, array name and size. If you declare int a, that will be a single primitive data. If you declare it as int a of, and if you mention this size, then it is an array. So in this example, we can say a is a variable or array variable whose data type is int and it can store 5 elements. So the 5 mentions here the size, which starts from 0 to size minus 1. The size is 5. So it is 5 minus 1, that is 4. A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 and A of 4. So 5 elements or 5 data type elements. It can hold 5 integer values. Array variable A, here it is called as internal pointer variable, which holds base addresses of the array. The data type int is used and each int variable occupies 2 bytes of memory location. So here what happens, int data type will occupy 2 bytes of memory location to store the integer data, and since we are using 5 here, so 5 array elements are used here, so total 10 bytes of memory will be allocated. In memory allocation, let us see how the memory allocation takes place. Int a of 5 is the example mentioned in the previous slide. That means the 5 elements are declared with the indices 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So totally 5 elements. The last element is mentioned as size minus 1, that is a of 4. You can see here in this memory allocation, the first element a of 0 is holding a integer value 2. A of 1 is holding the integer value 5. A of 2 is holding the integer value 6. A of 3 is holding the integer value 8. A of 4 is holding the integer value 9. So here we have 5 data type. All the data types are integers, which is occupying 2 bytes of memory location each. So hence 5 elements is occupying a total of 10 bytes of memory location. A of 0 memory location is given by the address name 2046, followed by A of 1 whose memory address location is 2048. You can see the difference in this two is 2 bytes, because this integer 2 is occupying 2 bytes, 5 will occupy 2 bytes, 6 is occupying 2 bytes of memory location, and so on. You can see here the address starts from 2046 and it ends with 2054. That is the last memory location of the variable A of 4. This is called as memory blocks main addresses. 20462 to 2054 are called as memory blocks main addresses. So we have different multi-dimensional arrays. Multi-dimensional arrays, we have one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. In your syllabus, you have to study about one-dimensional array. What is a one-dimensional array? We'll see with example. I have written one example, int a of 5. If you are mentioning only one indices here, it is called as one-dimensional array. It is an array which is holding 5 elements. To understand it clearly, we'll see a program. In this program, every C program starts with the header file studio.h, choreo.h, depending upon the functions used in the program. Since I am using the header file studio.h and conio.h, studio.h is a header file which includes the functions such as printf and scanf, conio.h which includes clear screen and getch, get character. The program starts here with main and the variable declaration. So here we have the variable declaration. The first variable is a of 5. A of 5 is a array variable which is a one-dimensional array of 5 elements. And we have other two variables which belongs to the data type int. That is, I is a variable and total is also a variable which belongs to the data type int. And total variable is initialized with a value 0. So we will see further why this variable is first initialized to 0 here. So what the objective of this program is to accept 5 elements and to print 5 elements. And in the last we are going to see the total of 5 elements printed. So since the size is 5, first we'll accept with the printf function, that is the output function, enter 5 elements. On the output screen, what will be the first statement? It will be enter 5 numbers. So these 5 numbers are collected from the keyboard through a scanf functions. Since you are using 5 numbers here, you make use of a for loop. Here I is initialized to 0 and it keeps incrementing till the value is less than 5. So here I keeps incrementing from 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. First we'll see when I is initialized to 0. Scanf input function. Since you are using the integer data type, so the format specifier is %d ampersand a of I. What is the value of I? I is 0, that is a of 0, the first element you are entering. So if you enter the first element, that will be added with total. The initial value of total is 0. These two values will be summed and that will be stored in the same variable total. So total will get the new value here. So like this, you are going to enter 5 elements and the total or the sum of all the 5 elements are summed here and it will be stored in a variable called as total. Printf elements are, so whatever the elements you have entered, you are going to print the same by using the printf function, and finally you are going to display what is the value or what is the sum of total 5 elements. Let us come to the output here. So you can see here, enter 5 numbers. This is that statement, enter 5 numbers. So you are going to enter the 5 numbers 2, 3, 5, 6 and 8. That is 2 belongs to A of 0 variable, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 and A of 4. So if you see in the memory location, A of 0 will occupy a digit 2, A of 1 memory location will be 3, A of 2 will be 5, A of 3 will be 6 and A of 4 will be 8. And it is going to display elements are whatever the input elements you have given, it is going to display the same. And finally the elements are added up and it is stored in a variable total. And finally the total is printed and you can see the sum of the 5 elements entered here. Next, we'll just see what is the syntax of two-dimensional array. If you declare only one indices here, then it is a single dimensional array. If you declare two indices, then it is two-dimensional array. As you can see here in this example, int is a data type, a is a array name, 2 refers to row and 3 refers to column. So it is a matrix of 2 cross 3 and the values will be stored in the form of matrix. So how many total number of elements you can enter is row into column, that is 2 into 3 is equal to 6. Let us see what is the memory allocation here. As you can see here, there are 2 rows and 3 columns and so totally we have 6 elements 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 1, 2. So this is the example for declaration for two-dimensional array. So next we'll see the next topic, that is string. So in the array you can either make use of the data type int, char or float, but in strings you can make use of only character data type. It is one-dimensional character array. A string is one-dimensional character array. Say for example, if you want to process the information such as names, we may have to make use of the strings. String only character data type is allowed, no other data types can be used. As you can see here, I have declared this syntax. This syntax followed by char, identity, size. Since no other data type is used, only char is used in this syntax also I am writing the char. Char is nothing but a data type which is used to hold the character. One example is here char name. Name is the variable name, character variable name, and size refers to this 20 refers to the size. So in this example, char name of 20 means a variable name whose data type is char can hold 20 characters. We'll see in this example. In the previous example, we can store 19 characters. That is from 0 to 19. So totally 20 elements. Because the last character is null character by default. Next we'll see one example, initialization of string char s1 of 5. S1 is a variable whose data type is char and it is holding 5 elements and that is assigned to a name called as John. As you can see here, the memory location, it will be like S1 of 0, S1 of 1, S1 of 2, S1 of 3 and S1 of 4. So S1 of 0th memory location is holding a character J which is 1 byte. Always remember the character data type holds a single character which occupies 1 byte in the memory location. S1 of 1 is holding the character O. S1 of 2 is holding the character H. S1 of 3 is holding the character N. J-O-H-N, John, 4 characters and 4 memory locations. And the last memory location, S1 of 4 will be a null character by default. Always remember when you declare the element size here, the last element size will occupy a null character by default. This is the memory location. And this J, which is S1 of 0th memory location, starts with the address 2046. Next address will be 2047. There is a difference of 1 byte in the address because we are using the variable char here, or the data type char. So it starts from 2046 and ends with 2050 to hold 5 character values. Next, we'll see one example how to initialize a string. I have declared here char name of 4 JOHN, and here, sorry, this is char of 5, same as the previous example. Percentage %s is the format specifier used to read and write string elements, which are used to write the string elements. And always remember, in the strings we are not going to use the loops. So let us see why we are not going to use the loops in the following example program. Here, like how you used to use %d as a format specifier to hold the integer data, similarly we are using a %s to hold the character data. The program begins with the header file studio.h. You can also include the other header files based on the functions used here, and the main program starts. I am declaring a character variable here, character variable, which is holding 20 characters. Name is a variable whose data type is char and it can hold 20 characters. Enter your name. So you are going to enter your name. See here, enter your name. This statement is printed on the output screen as it is with the help of the printf, which is an output function. Now you enter your name as John with the help of scanf, which is an input function taken with the help of keyboard. So first statement in the scanf, the first word I have used is hi. I'll use the small h only. Hi, percentage %s. Percentage is the format specifier used to accept the string characters which refers to name. Percentage %s here means whatever you are giving in the name, that characters will be entered here through s, and you can see here we are not going to use the for loops. So you can give 0 to 19, sorry, you cannot give 20 characters, you can give 90 characters because the last character will be by default null character. So you can enter a name here with 19 characters. I am entering here the name with 4 characters, JOHN. No for loop is used and 4 characters are entered with the help of the format specifier %s, followed by I have written one word here, that is welcome, that will be printed as it is. So this is how you can accept the characters from the keyboard with the help of the string function without using the for loop and with the help of a format specifier %s. So always remember, in strings we are going to make use of only char data type. No other data types are used in this strings. Let us see some different string handling functions. The first function is string cat. It is used to concatenate two strings. Say for example, if you have John as one string, welcome as another string, if you use the string cat function, John welcome will be a concatenated string. String length, it is used to show length of a string. If you are entering a character or a name with 4 letters, it is going to show you a value as 4. That means the number of characters present in that particular name. That can be obtained with the help of a function called as string length, string reverse, to show the reverse of a string. Whatever the name you have entered, it is going to show the reverse of that name. String copy, to copy one string to another string, the string copy function is used. To compare two strings, string compare function is used. So the next topic is pointers. It points to memory location. They are used to access information from memory location or data access. What is a pointer? Pointer always points to memory location, which is used to access the information present in that particular memory location. It can be clearly viewed with the help of this example here. So here data type I have used in the example is int, followed by a. A is a variable whose data type is int. If you declare only int a, it is a primitive data type. If you give asterisk symbol here, then that is a pointer. There are two types of pointers. So more about this pointer we will understand clearly in the following example. Before that, let us see how many types of pointers are there. Two types of pointers are there. First pointer is called typed pointer, which points only to specified data type, and the other one points to type void, no data type. Here typed pointer means we are using a specified data type. It can be either int, float, char, or whatever it is. And there is another type of pointer, that is untyped pointer. So here it is not going to point to any data type. Example void. This is untyped pointers. So in pointers, typed and untyped, two type of pointers are there, and we are using two operators for these pointers, that is ampersand, which is called as address operator, that returns the address of a pointer, and asterisk, which returns value inside a specified address. So the clear view can be understood from this example program here. See, the program starts, obviously I have not included the header files. If you want, you can include it. Main program, I have declared one variable I whose value is 100. Similarly, I have given the memory location. I is a variable whose data type is integer. The integer value assigned to I is 100. This I variable is initialized at the memory address 2046. 2046 is the address of variable I, and the value 100 is assigned to I. I is holding a value 100 on the reference address 2046 in the memory location. Next, we have initialized one pointer ptr. ptr is a variable whose data type is int, and it is a pointer because you are representing this with the asterisk symbol. Pointers are used to hold the address. So here the pointer address is how much? 2046. Pointer is holding the address in the memory location. Always pointers are used to hold the address, not the value. Variable can hold the value. Pointers can hold the address. So PTR is holding the address 2046, and PTR variable is present in the memory location 3002. This pointer variable is present in the memory location 3002, holding the variable address 2046. We have the statements here. PTR is equal to ampersand I. Ampersand I, as I have told you, is address operator that returns address of a pointer. So simultaneously you can see the outputs here. See, if you are writing printf %di. So %d is the format specifier which is used to print the value stored in the variable. The variable I is holding the value 100. Hence on the output you can see, if you write printf %di, the output will be what? It is 100. It is giving you the value of I. Next, printf %d ptr. ptr means what is the value it is holding? 2046. So that will be printed on the output screen, 2046. %d ampersand I. Ampersand I means I's address. And because you are using ampersand here, it is the memory location. That is again 2046. So the third value will also be 2046. Next, %d ampersand PTR. Ampersand means address of the PTR. What is the address of PTR? It is 3002. So for this fourth statement, the output will be 3002. Next, percentage the pointer PTR. Pointer means it is a pointer which is holding the value of that particular address. If you are giving star PTR, whatever the address it is holding, that value will be printed. So it is printing 100 here. And if you write percentage the star ampersand I, star is nothing but the pointer address with a variable I, and it is holding the value 100. So this covers strings, arrays and pointers. We have some multiple choice questions here. You can go through the multiple choice questions like what is the maximum number of dimension of array in C. So here I have given the choices. So it is D. So there are no limit for arrays. You can give any number of memory size or any limits. So similarly, arrays can be considered as set of elements stored in consecutive memory locations but having same data type. So like this, I have different multiple choice questions on strings, arrays and the pointers. You can go through this multiple choice questions. And the last slide I have mentioned the student activity to collect the notes pertaining to arrays, strings and pointers, and also to write the programs which are not mentioned in the exercise grid. So in the exercise already which are mentioned in the, other than that you have to list the programs based on this arrays, strings and pointers. Thank you.